Hello and happy beach day, Qigong. Here we are in beautiful Cocoa Beach. We've got a class for you today that is going to be all about connecting to the heat element, the summer of element, the heart element, and we're going to mix in a little generative force with the wood element, and we're going to cool it down with the water element. So let's start with spinal cord breathing. A nice easy breath in. We're going to use this motion to give us a little extra love with the exhale. So the inhale gets to be just this very kind of soft, easy inhale. The movement itself helps draw it in. And then we use the movement to help the exhale out. So what we're doing is emptying first. Before we move towards filling, we're going to first empty any of the tension from the evening, from yesterday, or from whatever's happened this morning already. So a nice easy breath in. And that full breath out where we use the internal organs to help push the diaphragm back up into its upward dome position. And a breath in. Let's do one more of those. So a breath out, and then we're going to hold the end of the breath out for just a moment, just connecting to that quiet stillness. And release. Let's switch now to giving a little love to the inhale. Buddha holds up the earth. So a breath in. At the top, the base of the index fingers press skyward, the elbows draw back, the chin tucks. Feel that build a little tension in the back body and then release. So we're going to hold the top of the breath in for a moment just to help open the rib cage. So hold the top of the breath in, draw the elbows back, base of the index finger pressing up, and release. Nice feeling to get that full breath in, belly, chest, collarbones, hold, and release. And now play with the hold. We're going to do a soft hold. So as you breathe in and hold at the top, let go of any tension associated with holding. So it's really just going to be this soft stopping breathing, release. A little different quality to breath. What it does is lets the brightness that happens at the top of that breath in shine. And release. One more. Buddha holds up the earth. Breath in. And release. Let's take a one-arm version of this now to open up the side body. So with a breath in, we press the palm of the hands away from each other, bend to the side slightly, and then with a breath out, little fingers spiral in towards the center. We sink a bit, stand a little taller with the breath in, bend away to open the side body. Palms facing away from each other. Breath out, and a breath in. Breath out, and a breath in. Breath out, and a breath in. And release. Then let's take a wider leg stance. We'll bring a little twisting motion into the spine. Same idea, the palms press away from each other as we turn to look. So a breath in, we come to the center, drop down just a bit, stand a little taller with a breath in, and turn. Sorry, I got that wrong. Yes, we're a breath in as we come to the center, and a breath out as we turn to press. So a breath in, and a breath out. Breath in, and a breath out. Now in this phase of the practice, the breath is still very subtle. So feel how the movement itself can help draw the breath in, draw the breath out. Now we actually don't have to work. There's a risk in coordinating the breath with movement and then attaching mind to it. There's a risk of actually over-breathing, breathing too much. And with that comes a bit of dizziness, maybe a feeling of nauseous. So we're going to try and match the breath with the movement. And this stage is just kind of waking up the system. We haven't gotten very rigorous yet. And so the breath is almost shockingly subtle. We're going to come back to this shockingly subtle. But in between, we're going to journey and we're going to make things a little bit bigger and louder. So one more time, breath into the center. Breath out to twist. Ring the breath out. Breath into the center. Ring the breath out. And back to center. Now in this wide leg stance, we're going to shift side to side. So begin this shift side to side, opening up the inner thighs, the adductors, and then allow the upper body to start to trail. So the hips lead the movement. You know where we're going with this. We're stepping right into water wave. Moves like a river. So we begin to generate a little more heat. And as you feel ready for it, set the hands free. So the side that you're moving towards is the high elbow, and then reverse. Sit back into the heels. What that'll do is help you keep your weight even between the heels and the balls of the feet. We tend to, as the work starts picking up, shift forward. So bring your weight into your heels as if to say to your body, all is well. Confident and powerful. Your toes are gentle kickstands. They're relaxed. We have this great mix of softness and flow with a little building work. Then let's come to the center. Forward fold. Come into a forward stretch. Release the back of the neck so the crown of the head goes towards the earth, and then imagine the tailbone lifting skyward. The weight is still even between the heels and the balls of the feet. The inner arches are lifting and the toes are gentle kickstands. And connect to the breath. And then place one hand on the back of the other. Draw that energy up the center of the spine. Come to a slight backward bend. And with the breath out, reach the palms forward. Full body flow. So draw that energy up the center. Slight back bend. Breath out. Moving first just within that range that feels easy and comfortable. And then begin to explore the range you have. So don't think of it so much as trying to expand your range. Just go on a little journey to find what you have. Shedding a little light on those edges, those boundaries. Opens them up if that's the best story. Sometimes they'll stay right where they are. We'll trust that whatever happens is right. And a breath out to reach forward. One more time, breath in. And breath out. Now let's come to center, thumbs at the sternum. We're going to make our way to our first horse stance. The feet can point out just a bit. We drop the tailbone, and as the tailbone drops towards the earth, the crown of the head matches it to lift towards the sky, and with that we get this very gentle traction of the spine. So the work is obvious. We're starting to feel a little bit of heat build. The inner arches are lifting, the toes are relaxed, the crown of the head lifting. And now connect to the softness of this position. That softness may be the thumbs gently resting on the sternum. It can be a softness in the face, a softness in the breath. And just feel the whirling interplay of the work that's generating earth energy coming up through the legs. And then matching that with the softness. And then let's take this to an arrow position. So with the breath in, the arms come up overhead, we straighten the legs. The knees still remain just a little soft. Connect the palms of the hands to each other. And in that, feel the element of fire connecting. And then check in with the soles of the feet. So appreciate that that is also an access point to the heart. The palms, the armpits, the soles of the feet. All places that connect to that element of fire and bring that into the heart center. So one more time, let's bring thumbs through the heart center, drop down into your horse stance. And then we're going to begin to connect to the wood element. We're going to use a generative force to actually build even more heat. So pressing to the side, we're going to turn and look to the other side. Breath into the center. Press to the side. Coming to the center, dropping just a little low. Standing just a little taller as we turn to look. Fingers run parallel to each other. One elbow high, one elbow low. A version of swimming dragon. Let's go one more time to each side. And then let's meet in the center. Feeling it naturally, as if turning the volume up a bit. And as we turn the volume up on work, let's also open the door for the softness to match it. And let's make our way to arrow. Breath in, stand tall. Connect the palms, connect to the soles of the feet. And release. All right, let's shake it out a bit. So step the feet in. We're going to use the heart sound, that's an HA sound. Feel the shaking, and then as you're ready, breath in through your nose, and then a breath out. Two more. And release. Let's make our way to horse stance again. So a wide leg stance. Thumbs come to the sternum. Drop down into your horse stance. And with a breath in, we open. And a breath out, come back. So we maintain our position, not taller, not shorter. And we feel the opening, the air in the palms of the hands, and then the closing. The closing just brings the energy internal. Two more. So a breath in, a breath out. And now let's take a breath in and hold there. We'll actually keep the breath steady. Holding the position. Softening the tailbone towards the earth, allowing the crown of the head to lift skyward. Imagine drawing energy in through the palms, through the soles of the feet. Encourage that energy that's building to come to the heart center. So we're feeling energy build in the lower dantian, the lower energy center. That part's obvious. And then just allow that energy to come up to the heart center as well. And then back to arrow. So breath in, straighten. Breath out, release the tailbone. Breath into the heart center. Breath out, release the tailbone. One more time. Nice. Thumbs come to the sternum, step the feet in. One more swimming dragon version, this time feet together. We're going to loosen up the tendon body a bit. So the hands go one way, turn to look to the other. Breath into the center, and a breath out to press to the other side. We're hitting the final stages of generating heat. We're adding wood to fire. And now let's gather a little energy. We'll come off to the right, bring that energy through the heart center, turn to look to the opposite side, then bring that energy through the solar plexus, then the lower dantian, and then swim, dropping down. Elbows stacking up on top of each other, opening the side body, allowing the head to drive the movement, a little bit of balance work. Then standing a little taller, hands stay in front of the heart center. Hands come up overhead. And the part you've been waiting for. Let's make our way to raising the bubbling springs. So fingertips point skyward. Come up onto the toes, a little ankle strengthening. And with a breath out, release the heels back. Let's gather energy now to the left. Bring that through the heart center, through the solar plexus, through the lower dantian, and swim. Leading the movement with the head adds a little balance to it. Still keeping our center of gravity, playing with stacking one elbow up on top of the other, opening that side body. Standing a little taller, hands still in front of the heart center. Then hands come up over the head. And raising the bubbling springs. And with a breath out, allow the heels to lower. Beautiful. Let's step the feet to hip width apart. We're going to do a flow that connects the water element to the wood element to the heart element. So we take a fountain, back of the hands come towards each other. And then we'll bring that around to embrace the tree, the wood element. And then we're going to turn that to open the heart. And back to center. This is called water to wood. Breath in. Breath out. Embrace the tree. Turn to open. And release. Breath in. Breath out. Breath in. And release. Breath in. Breath out. Turn to open. And release. One more to each side. Breath in. Breath out. Breath in. Breath out. Water to wood to heart or fire. And release. Let's shake it out again. So 3 times through, in through the nose, out through the mouth, heart sound. In a wide leg stance. We're going to do moon over the legs as a way to connect to the water element, as well as the spleen. It's a way to ground that water element. So with a breath in, the arms come up overhead, and with a breath out, we come back down to glide over the surface of a pond, or a lake, or the ocean. Whatever's handy. And now let's reverse that. So connecting to the cooling element of water, feeling it grounded to the earth. And then let's get a little fancier with this. We're going to reverse directions each time. So a breath in and a breath out. And then we'll reverse the direction. Breath in breath out. Reverse. In late summer, we spend a little more time connecting to the earth element. And one more time. And back to center. Let's do a few simple fountains. With the breath in, the back of the hands come towards each other. We come out the collarbones and release. We're officially into the flow part of class. And so we're going to just take a few simple moments to allow everything to become very quiet and very cool. So in your mind, you can see the bright blue light of the water element, the kidney organ system. A breath in and a breath out. We're going to evenly match the breath in and breath out. So a breath in that takes the same amount of time as a breath out. What that does, it brings your nervous system to a place of being focused and alert. We can play with the breath in a way that makes us calm. We can play with the breath in a way that makes us lit up. Or we can take this middle ground, focused and alert. It's going to set the stage beautifully for the next practice. One more time. Nice. Then let's take Blue Dragon sees itself, or Blue Dragon reflects. Here's how the flow goes. With the breath in, the palms come together. We hold the breath as the thumbs come to the sternum, and then with the breath out, we're going to pierce the veil. We're going to pierce through our otherwise limited seeing, open the hands, and reflect back. Then we draw that breath in. Extend the index finger and thumb to press forward with an open and protected heart. And then gather earth energy. Little fingers come together, and we create another reflection point for the heart. And then we finish the motion by crossing the wrists, and with the breath out, index finger and thumb extend, and we press out. Now we begin again, breath in. Hold the top of that breath in. And with the breath out, extend, reflect back, hold the end of the breath out. And then with a breath in, we pull in, and a breath out, press out. Now gather a little extra earth energy. Little fingers come together and hold your breath at the top of the breath in. Cross the wrists to release. So experiment with the holding and the softness. So there isn't a bearing down as we hold the breath. We're holding the top of the inhale right now. And then with the breath out, we pierce through, hold the breath out, and reflect back. Draw in, press out. Gather. Hold the top of the breath in and see. And press out. Blue Dragon is our protector, our creator of creativity. It's our spark to see big and wide, piercing through our veil of otherwise limited seeing so that we can open the door for creativity. We're taking the passion and joy of the heart of fire of summer, combining it with the cooling, creative nature of spring, all while keeping it grounded. So a breath in, hold the top of the breath in. From the heart, extend, pierce the veil, hold the end of the breath out, reflect back. Draw in, press out. Gather a little extra earth energy that is your birthright. Hold that energy to see a little more clearly. And then release that one more time. Blue dragon sees itself. And release. So in that practice, we had natural breath holds that were built in. And the idea with those breath holds is that they remain incredibly comfortable. For most of us, what will happen during that is we'll actually decrease our minute ventilation. So we'll decrease the amount of air we're moving per minute in a way that feels very sweet and nourishing. That does really cool things to our blood chemistry. It actually bumps up carbon dioxide in a good way that makes things easier. So we are in this amazing place right now to take a very simple movement like cloudy hands and pair the breath again as that even ratio, where we have an even breath in and an even breath out, bringing our nervous system to a place of focus and alert. A nice place to be for most of our day. So in this focus and alert state of the nervous system, we can take a moment to realize the nature of the heart, of compassion, of love, of joy. And see that as fuel for the power of spring, of creativity. Good morning. And the groundedness that comes, especially in our later summer practices. Let's go one more time to each side, creating space in front of the heart center, keeping it grounded to both a sense of water and earth. And then let's step the feet in. Hands come to the front of the hips. We're going to use pebble in the pond now to actually reinforce that message in the nervous system. We're going to extend the exhale just a bit. So with the breath in, we have this very soft landing. And the first part of the exhale especially, we slow just a bit. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. The first part of the exhale is to get the most access to our vagus nerve. The vagus nerve helps us feel in control, peaceful. It sends good signals to all of our internal organ systems in a way that lets them shine. So a breath in and a breath out, reinforcing to the nervous system that all is well. Two more. And then step the feet in. One hand rests under the lower abdomen. Gather energy. Use that energy to release tension in the mind, tension in the heart. And then let that energy settle towards the earth. You might even notice that with each movement, the footprint becomes a little stronger, connecting to the earth a little more. A breath in and a breath out. This position right here is a mudra position, representing the sentiment that all is well. Let's go one more time to each side. Breath in and a breath out. Breath in and a breath out. You may also realize that this is the logo for Breathe Your Truth. Step the feet in a little closer now. Big toes touch, little space between the heels. The knees are soft. The tailbone roots towards the earth. And once you feel that solid rooting into the earth that extends well beyond your feet, use that solid rooting to set the upper body free, allowing it to rock and sway with the easy, gentle movement that comes from inside. And so take with you both the generative power of heart element, the element of fire, and the cooling nature of water into the rest of your day. Thank you for your practice.